My grandmother, Mary, she and I had an extraordinary relationship. When I wouldn't have school, my mom was a teacher, and so I would go and stay with them on the days I didn't have school. I was helping my grandmother with my grandfather, and I think I was helping him shave. And she had told me that I had a gift, and it's something I need to follow. I started working in a nursing home, and I first started as a CNA. I was fresh out of high school, and I had a whole entire hall to myself. I just had a thing for people that couldn't help themselves, and I wanted to do more for them. And then I ended up being a med aide, got my med aide, and then I came here, and I found home.
I first hired Amber about 8 years ago, and she just blossomed. I could tell she was very shy and reserved, but very caring and warm and heartfelt with the residents, and she became my evening shift lead med aide, and I'd always just say, oh, she's just my rock star on evening shift.
She goes the extra mile for our residents. She doesn't ever say no. I mean, she approaches them with just this loving, very compassionate demeanor, and she's a great mentor. When people come in and they're training, they appreciate the fact that she's kind, she's patient, and that she's always there regardless of whether she's on shift or not to answer their questions.
She not only works as the lifestyle coordinator, but she also does med aid quite often. So she knows the ins and outs of how to care for them, not just from an activities perspective, but from a medical perspective. She has a big heart for them, and she'll come in on weekends, she'll come in weekdays, she'll work nights, she'll work days, and she just has a huge heart for people, and not just people here, but people out in the community.
We had a gentleman that wanted to go home on Fridays. His wife used to come here and pick him up. She had quit driving and had called and asked, is there just any way someone could drop him off and we can get him back home? There's a group that comes. So I asked the girls, we were in service, and she said, oh, I can do that on my way home. That's not a problem. So every Friday she'd take him home, make sure he was all gussied up and had his suit on, and dropped him off.
Where's your other pizza? Pizza. Oh, she's a pizza. No.
Outside of Carrington Place, Amber is still a caregiver, probably 24/7. She had her mother-in-law stay with her, and her father-in-law still does, and she cares for them. She has 3 kids that are very, very busy, and her husband has recently gotten hurt with a foot injury that it took a little while to figure out what was wrong with it, but I think he's hopefully going to be on the mend soon. So that keeps any mom hopping. But she can't say no to anyone, and she's just a born caregiver.
Yes, I'm very proud of her. She's a wonderful wife. She deserves it. She's always there for everybody. She's always there for me. Anything I need, she's there. Always. And she stands behind me.
She's strong. Under my bed I had a little skirt, I wanted to change it, but I couldn't lift the mattress in it. She said, don't worry. Came in and she put her arm under there, lift the mattress up. I was just shocked, like it was nothing. But she's worked hard.
My mom has dementia, and it's gotten worse over the years. You know, Amber still teases her and still kids with her, and I appreciate that, because if you didn't know my mom before, you might not understand that, you know, that's the way she was. And so she brings out the best, you know, I think especially in my parents.
And these residents are my world, just like my children, just like my grandparents, my mom, my dad. They're my world no matter what. I feel like I've made a difference. And the residents make a difference in my life every single day I come in. I do not feel like I could do anything else. I feel like if I were to try to do anything else, I think I would fail. Because this is home, this is my calling. This is what God had made me for. God made me to be a mom, a wife, and a caregiver.